Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today I have another Noelle Says episode for you guys, and today I'm joined with my ninang Bianca.
Hi! We're both wearing our seatbelts,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Okay, so the topic that we are going to talk about is making your dream a career while being an influence. The first question is like about what you do. So it's what made you think of the idea of paano ba to? Like what sparked or inspired you to make those kinds of videos?
My actual profession is I'm a TV host. So I've been a TV host for 15 years. Through the course of those 15 years, of course, I've met so many people. I got to interview so many people. I met different personalities. 10 years ago, I became a editor-in-chief of a young woman's magazine, so Meg Magazine. And then I became a newspaper columnist. So writing naman. So again, with that work, met so many people, found out their stories and all these things. So when I decided to finally make my own YouTube channel, I knew I wasn't the type to do challenges. I'm not magaling naman sa makeup or sa fashion, so I can't do that. I don't travel as much because I had kids and I don't get to make biyahe anymore. I'm also a very private person, so it was difficult for me to come up with a vlog that would showcase my family, what we do, our house, because both me and my husband were very private. So I was thinking, what can I do that's something still worthy of watching but is still true to who I am? And so that's where Paano Ba To came up. I knew that I wanted a channel where I can be of help to other people by giving them advice for whatever problems. But hindi ako yung mag-advise. I would invite someone who went through that similar problem. But usually they're either a figure or a celebrity. So that if the one with the problem watches it, they'll feel like, oh, I can't believe it, she went through that also, but she came out of it well. So it's more of that. Oh, there, that's fun.
Okay, so the next...
I love it, she has questions. Very organized.
The next question is, so what's one tip that you can give about making content or thinking of content ideas?
There's so much content, right?
Yes.
So much. Like, you can't even watch everything that you want to watch. But I guess for me, I think number one talaga is you should figure out what's the purpose. Why do you want to be on YouTube? Is it because you want to share your talent with makeup? So that's why you'll come up with makeup tutorials. Are you naturally funny and you want to make people laugh after a hard day? So I think you just have to first find out what's your intention, what's your purpose. And from there, you can really narrow down what content your channel would have.
And it also goes back to what you're passionate about, because you don't want to do something that you don't enjoy doing.
Oh, for sure. I think now more than any other time, people know and see and feel authenticity or when it's put on. I think it's a very smart audience now. Siguro just to add to the content thing, a lot of, I guess, the younger generation who are within this content creating world, I understand though the pressure to have the views and the likes and the numbers. I think definitely you should not be ruled by that. Easier said than done. Don't be a slave to the numbers. Don't do the biggest hit challenge that everyone's doing just because you want to put up your numbers, but the challenge is not really you.
So as influencers, what's one thing that you think is very important to keep in mind when giving advice or inspiring people?
Those are really hard questions. To be honest, I'm very uneasy with the word influencer until now. I think it's a generally new term, just started the past few years. I'm very uneasy being called that only because, and this is something that I got from a friend. We had this conversation a few years ago and what she said really struck me. Again, this is just our opinion. If you have separate opinions, totally normal and fine and perfect. But when you're talking, she said that we don't believe in saying I'm here because I want to inspire people. That's not up to you if people will get inspired by what you do. You just do what you do so well that it's for other people to say if they are inspired by you or not. So how does this answer your question? This answers your question in that what should you keep in mind if you're an influencer? It's more of being an influencer is not the goal. The goal is to find something you're so good at that the influence that you have is a byproduct of that.
That's good.
So there. I don't know if that makes sense, but
that's
yes.
good. Yeah. What's one thing that you can say to our younger viewers that want to become YouTubers in the future?
Oh man, I'm so new at YouTube and I should get advice from all the younger people on YouTube. I got to talk to a lot of people, both young and young at heart, who want to get into YouTube, but they say that, I feel like I have nothing to say, or there's already so many people doing this. I think the best thing about YouTube is that there really is space for everyone.
Yeah.
The moment you find what I said earlier, that purpose and that intention, and you are willing to put in the work, then you know that you're ready for YouTube. But also, on the flip side, I want to remind a lot of people that it's okay if you don't want to be on YouTube. It's not for everyone. And in fact, I was just talking to our boss in ABS-CBN, and she was talking about it, that before, her mindset was like, why are all these big artistas not on YouTube? All these big stars who could benefit from YouTube. But she said that one time, her team and herself, they were working on her YouTube channel. And when she was doing it, she was like, this feels so unnatural. Parang it doesn't sit well with me. And that's when she realized, I can't force someone to be on YouTube if it's not their personality to be on YouTube. The advice goes both ways. If you want to be on YouTube and you're sure about what you want to do, then go for it. But if you think you want to be on YouTube, but you know deep inside your heart that you're really so private and there's things that you want to keep sacred for yourself, then that's also great. There are many other ways naman to share, even if it's not YouTube.
But it also depends on the content you want to put out.
Yeah.
Maybe you're private, but you want to do vlogs.
Right.
It doesn't really... Maybe you can document, but maybe not share much about your private life.
Yes, exactly actually how Paano Ba To was born. So Paano Ba To, I was looking for a way that it's still me on cam sharing my opinion, but it's not about me.
Yeah.
Because it's about the problem of the person, it's about the story of the one I'm interviewing, giving the advice. So there is a way, even if you're private.
Next question. What's one thing that you encountered that was hard when pursuing your dream?
The hardest thing is longevity, staying power. The hardest thing is riding the different waves of what age you are in life and staying relevant enough so that your audience grows with you. They're still interested in something that you have to say. So for me, when I started, I remember when I started hosting, my introduction would always be like pag may write-ups ganyan, the hot new host or the new young, the fresh young, always like that. So syempre there's hype because you're young, you're the new one. And then when I got older and there was a newer batch, the challenge was how to still stay relevant and interesting despite all these new talents that are coming in. I became a mom, so there's even more newer, younger people. So how do I channel years in the industry to make it more a voice of authority rather than someone who's just going to fade into the background? So more of that.
That's why it's important to be unique. You don't wanna go with the trends.
Yes.
I mean, you could. It's just put your own twist to it because your audience grows with you. If your content goes down, they're not gonna watch.
The way to stay is to be unique, and honestly, the best way to be unique is to be 100% yourself.
Yeah.
That's the gift. We were already made like this. You just kind of have to get to know yourself and know what you're capable of.
What's one thing we have to consider when pursuing our dream?
Nothing is overnight. Everything takes time. And very timely because I was just listening to this podcast with Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant, diba? Legend, great one of the greatest basketball players. When he was 11, he joined a basketball camp, a summer camp, and the whole summer he didn't even score 1 point. And he said that after that he was very strategic about it. He knew that he wanted to get better, but he knew it wouldn't happen in a month. He knew it wouldn't happen in a year. He knew it would take years. So what did he do? For example, he said, this month I'm working on my 3-point shot. Next month I'm working on my jump shot. You always have to work on something small every single day to get to where you want to be, and it will take time. You will fall, you will fail, but it will be worth it if it's really your dream.